Say hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our day.
Welcome to our day.
Oh, good boy.
Our day, rock and roll.
That was the best. Sophie's here.
Yeah,
But
it's cold.
it's about me. So.
Charlie's not cold. Look at her face.
But we wanted to update you guys. How long have we got? 14 minutes. Okay. 14.
It's not as much as I thought.
On the issue with the GP and my anemia. Had a conversation with the GP again today.
Quite enlightening.
Yeah. First of all, apparently according to my notes, I got weighed 8 months ago. And I was like, don't know how that happened because I've not stood for 7 years, since 2015. So, yeah, not sure how that happened. I'm crushing them. A doctor at the hospital with my lungs, who's not my doctor, said I don't have...
Sleep apnea.
But actually I don't have sleep apnea. I have hypoventilation and my chest wall from my Ehlers-Danlos doesn't always function right.
Which, yes, that is correct. However, it basically means you stop breathing at night time without your mask on, so you kind of do have sleep apnea, but not from like a sleep
It's
apnea.
not because of my weight, it's because of everything else. The gastro team with my gastroparesis, which is basically where my stomach and bowels don't work properly and everything's really slow or it gets stuck and it's painful and can make you really sick sometimes. We had a fight with my consultant when I was with him saying that I didn't have gastroparesis because I was fat. So I pushed him to do the tests.
Like legitimately, he kept saying, "Well, if you were struggling to eat, you wouldn't have any weight on you because you wouldn't be able to get any nutrients in your body." And we were just like, "Yeah, well, because she's been big, even though she's like rapidly losing weight now, it's gonna take a while."
Yeah, so he did the tests, and I never saw him again. I actually received a letter, and at the bottom of the letter it said that I had a new diagnosis of failure of peristalsis, which is the fancy term for gastroparesis, and to just be monitored by the GP. And I was like, cheers, thanks. And actually the GP got told, which I found out today, that they were considering feeding tubes, but because of the vomiting from the gastroparesis and the fact I've got like a stomach full of mesh,
Because of hernias, just to clarify.
yeah, I'm on my like 5th hernia in just my like abdomen. They turned around and said I wouldn't be a good fit because I would just vomit it up.
Which, if they'd actually bothered asking, it's been so long since Charlie's actually been sick.
Yeah.
Like, and you're only ever sick if you have a migraine, aren't you?
Yeah. So, cheers, team.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, basically, I've got like really complex history of medical health, and our GP was really, really good, and then they just up and left, and we didn't get told.
We think we might have speculated now.
Yeah.
The reason.
But it's not the point. We should have got told that she was leaving and who our new GP was going to be. So I wrote multiple emails complaining, and I finally had them ring and get back to me, and arranged an appointment with the new GP, and I had that 2 weeks ago, and I told him and said about the fact that my anemia is the main thing I want to get sorted, plus my migraines, because I have over 30 a year. So there's a bunch of other things as well, but those were obviously the main things. And he said that he'd work with it, chipping away. And he did the blood test, and I got the results on Monday night and saw it and was like, holy shit.
Fuming.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The worst one is the fact that there's a percentage of how full basically like the red blood cells are. So basically, like, if that's a red blood cell, the main level is supposed to be a minimum of 16%. Mine's 5. So
Sorry, I'm laughing. Dixie's being really cute. I'm not laughing at what Charlie said.
So if that's the red blood cell that's really plump and full, mine's like this. It's
Shriveled.
shit. And I can't take any of the anemia meds because they make me really ill, which is actually quite common with a lot of people.
Yeah, they made me quite... I've had them a couple of times. The first time I had them, I was fine, but the second time I had to stop, didn't I?
Yeah, they're not pleasant medications. So I've had, like, infusions before, and I've always been told that I would need to have regular infusions. Well, that never happened. And then throughout the pandemic, I was saying to the GP, like, I know my anemia is low, I'm constantly sleeping, I've got no energy, they're causing all these headaches, blah, 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 blah. And she refused because she didn't want me risking catching COVID. So, yeah. So we've been fighting, and this new GP said that he was going to work at it, did the blood test, and today he turned and agreed and was just like, as you predicted. And I was like, thank you very much. Sorry, we're glitching, I don't know why. He said you're chronically anemic, and it's like quite critical because of how bad it is. It's not just like the whole, like, this one, and it's all of them.
I think the worst part is the fact that for at least from the beginning of the pandemic, at least, if not even a bit before that, we've been trying to speak to the doctors about this.
Yeah, because I've also noticed my lymph nodes have been up, which has an effect because I've got my lungs, which is like an autoimmune disorder, which then has a knock-on effect with the anemia, which then can cause your lymph nodes to be reactive because they think there's like multiple infections and inflammation when there may not be. So it's had a huge knock-on effect. You may have remembered a little while ago that we were worried because I found a lump and it was my lymph nodes. But that can all be caused because of my anemia. So today he's referred me to the acute GP service.
I wonder if that is the one that's right next to the AME.
Yeah, it is. It's AAU. It's where I go for my pops.
That is, okay.
I don't know yet whether, because they can do at-home services as well. So I don't know if they're going to come into our home to do the injection, the drip, or whether they'll get us to go to the hospital. Either one's fine. It's just obviously we still don't have our car. It's been nearly 4 weeks. Probably when this goes up, it will have been 4 weeks.
I can't remember.
So it's an absolute nightmare. So yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to come into the home, but we don't know. But it looks like the anemia alone is going to be getting fixed.
Well, hopefully.
Which may have a good effect for my migraines, and I may not need to go and be referred to somebody like a neurosurgeon or whatever or neurologist because of my migraines. But
however, we don't know the reason why your anemia is continually going down.
We noticed that I've had really bad anemia since I was 17, and as I've got older, it's got worse.
Yeah.
Now we know that obviously with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, it's with the connective tissues, and obviously it's with the failure with the connective tissues. So with the connective tissues like getting injured and tearing and everything else, it could be causing bleeds. So like with my other hernia that I've got that's growing at the minute, that could be causing a continual bleed, which could be why. But nobody's willing to investigate. they just keep saying
it
it's...
hasn't been so far, whereas he did ask if you've been for a scan.
Yeah, he was like, when was the last time, like, I had a tube down my throat? And I was like, I've never had a tube down my throat. I've had a bit in my lungs.
Yeah, even I've had one down in my, like, stomach, and I always thought that you had, didn't
Nope,
I? But...
yep, never had it. So, we may have achieved a good doctor. He unfortunately only works Monday and Thursday, but he's booked another appointment for the 29th, which is another double appointment, and he's also working behind the scenes learning
I was just gonna say,
extra about me.
The last time he was on the phone to you, he got off the phone and then he sat there for like an extra half an hour to an hour just going through your notes, didn't he?
I think I'm his most complex patient. I was with the previous doctor, so it wouldn't surprise me if I'm still not. And he said that he's going to book another appointment for the 29th, and like another double one, and then after that there'll probably be single appointments, but he just kind of want to chip away at everything and get things sorted and get him to get to know me.
And hopefully most of the issues that you are having might improve at least a little bit with the anemia being sorted. So
we've had good results with when I've had infusions and then they've done blood tests afterwards. My results have gone up to like 130. Mine's teetering around 94, 99 at the moment. So, like, you can just tell by that it's just really bad. Most people get like a blood transfusion when it hits 8, like 7 or 8. And the other trans thing, like the way it... Yeah. Mine is in the single numbers is at 9.9. So I'm very close to needing a blood transfusion, but thankfully at the minute they're going to be doing the iron infusion.
Is that the one that should be like something to 40? Or is that the other one?
Something else.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know what that is. I was going through all of my blood results with Soph, so...
It's a learning thing, isn't it?
There's about 6 or 7 of mine that are critically low. So if this doesn't get sorted, then I have no doubt that he would probably refer me to haematology to get it sorted. But
to the extent he said he didn't know how you're living. Yeah.
He said, I don't know how you're functioning with how my bloods are so bad. I was like, well, I'm kind of just waking up, sleeping, waking up, sleeping. It's been shit, which is why we haven't vlogged, so apologies. But by the time I wake up, it's time to do meds, and then I've gone back to sleep generally.
Yeah,
so it's all good fun. But we thought we'd update you because we know we've spoken about it before. So there it is. But she was snoring, I woke her. I hope you caught that. But yeah. Hey, gorgeous.
I'm really tired.
Yeah. It's bedtime, isn't it? Okay. Bye.